Every year, many Americans lose millions as a result of investment fraud. So what steps can be done to protect our investments? NASAA President Andrew Hartnett offers expert advice. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
What are we talking about when we talk about digital investment scams?
Yeah, it's a dangerous time for digital investment scams. And one of the reasons is that, if you're like me, you're on your phone, you're on your computer, you're on your tablet all the time. And that means that scammers have access to you all the time because that's how they're trying to reach you. When we talk about digital investment scams, we're talking about scams related to cryptocurrency. We're talking about text messaging scams. We're talking about phishing scams. We've been talking about that, the classic scam of, where I look at, I put something on your computer so that it pops up and it says you have a virus and call this number. And when you call the number, you're calling scammers. We're even seeing that evolve to where now you're trying to get your photos back instead of, getting a virus off of your computer. So we see an unfortunately wide array of digital scams.
So how do we know what we're seeing? Because you're right, these pop up all the time. How do we identify a scam or a fraud?
Yeah, so the best way to identify an investment scam is to remember the old adage, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
You're right.
The scams that we see offer really high rates of return. They often offer guaranteed returns. And those two things don't go together, right? You're not getting a 12% guaranteed rate of return at the bank. And so always remember that old adage, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Another thing, they need a decision right away. And the reason they want a decision right away is they're afraid that if you don't make a decision right away, you may not, you may remember some of these other things that we're talking about, right? And you may not get to yes. And so they want you to make a decision right now. Don't think about anything else. Don't ask any other questions. Just get to yes right now. And so one of the most powerful things you can do is just not get to yes right now, is to ask another question, is to take the night to think about it, and not allow yourself to be pressured into saying yes. And third thing I would highlight is just that there's a lot of, you really won't get much detail. If you ask more questions, they really won't have much detail on the investment opportunity beyond the high level. Here's the rate of return you're going to get.
Are they asking you to then send in a credit card or a bank statement or some sort of information? Is that how they get to the money?
It depends. We see a lot of different versions of that. We've seen versions where they ask you to turn money into cryptocurrency and send cryptocurrency. We see ones where they have you send money directly. There's really a wide variety of ways in which they access the funds. So again, what's most important is to make sure that you take that step back and think to yourself, is this, are they promising something that is too good to be true? And have I taken the time to really think this through and make sure it's something that I want to do and it makes sense?
Andrew, can you send our viewers to a website where they can learn more about your organization and ways to protect themselves?
Absolutely. So our website is nasaa.org. We pronounce it NASA. We're not the space agency, but nasaa.org. Click on the Investor Education tab. There's all sorts of information about the scams we've been discussing this morning. Also information about registered financial advisors, what kind of investor you are. A lot of great information, nasaa.org. Click on the Investor Education tab.
Thank you very much for this important information today, Andrew.
Thank you. This was great.
More Lifestyles for you right after this. Stay with us.